Assalamu alaikum, peace and blessings to all of you. I am right now in Bangkok, just had a beautiful time in the swimming pool, and it's not as wonderful as the oceans or the sea of Kopangan, and it's not like the other pool I was in recently, but I love the water, and any water, any amount of it, it just has a calming effect on me, a very relaxing effect on me. I love the water. So yeah, I'm in Bangkok, and definitely a different scene, definitely a different energy. I will be ready to get back to some water, some natural water, some sand again, something more rural. But for now I'm here, making decisions about what's next, because Ramadan is coming up, and I do want to be around those who know the beauty of Ramadan and are observing this blessed month that is coming up. This month is for everyone, but not everyone has been exposed to the knowledge and to the awareness of what Ramadan is about. So for those of you who don't know, it is the month that before the first revelation came to Prophet Muhammad would go up to the cave of Hira, and he would meditate and he would ponder the state of the world, the society, I should say, that he was living in, that was full of so much corruption, and he didn't know what to do about it, but there was a part of him that knew something was wrong, and he would seek closeness, from my understanding, to the Creator. And time passed where once the revelation came, it was revealed to us that this month of Ramadan, that he was inspired in some way to seek out closeness and seek out connection with Allah in this time, that this was and is a very sacred month. So during this time, we are given many benefits in that the actions that we do in this time are heavy on the scale, that they are given much more value. So what you do in this time is multiplied even more. I notice a lot of people speak about the word karma, so for those who are aware of that, maybe we would say that like your good karma is, you know, like you do an action and maybe before it'd be, 10 times, 10 points in your karma. I don't even know how to word this. And then it's now 300, for example. So in Islam, we have the concept of your good deeds and your your good deeds, your righteous deeds, and your not so righteous or evil deeds are documented and they're written down. But we have so many chances to eliminate the bad deeds, so that, for example, when we go to make our prayer 5 times a day, between one prayer to the next, with sincerity and proper intention, that those bad deeds or that negative karma, some would say, is removed. When it comes to our purification of making ablution, the fasting is a way of doing that. Seeking forgiveness for the mistakes that we've made, saying astaghfirullah, like I seek refuge in Allah. There's a boy here who's he's having a little splash. Yeah, that all removes what we call our bad deeds, our sayyi'at, and hasanat are the good deeds. So anyway, Ramadan is a great time to increase in good, remove the bad habits and the bad deeds that we may have accumulated. So a lot of times Muslims, we focus on the eating part. We focus a lot on, okay, like we're not eating, and we focus on the spiritual part, but we don't often focus on also the physical benefits of the fast. So a lot of us will be in the masjid, we'll be making the night prayer, the extra night prayer, which is so powerful. And I would ask any of you, if you are in a country where there's Muslims or you have a Muslim friend, ask them to take you to a masjid that they like, a masjid where they feel comfortable, where there's community and brotherhood and sisterhood, and experience it. Just experience it and see what it's like and see what you feel from that. Because like I said, this month is sacred for everyone, but not everyone knows about the sacredness of this time. So one thing that we are taught in Islam is charity and the benefits of charity for ourselves and also for others. And everyone can give charity, everyone should give charity, and everyone is in need of charity. And so charity, again, is not just monetary. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when I say sallallahu alaihi wasallam, this means all peace and all divine goodness, all prayers and peace be upon Prophet Muhammad and his family and the companions, those that believed in him. It's a prayer that we basically make for him and those who are close to him. Prophet Muhammad taught us that smiling in the face of your brother or your sister is a charity. A kind word is a charity. So think about that, because there are people who are extremely wealthy in this world, but they could still feel very empty. They could still feel very sad. We see individuals who are celebrated, celebrities and politicians and, you know, different individuals that are in the forefront, and often we see people picking out their faults and speaking about them in a very negative manner and making fun of them and bashing them. And instead we could be saying something kind. Instead we could give a kind word, which would be a charity. So, you know, there's wealthy people, like I said, maybe you may even know someone, like you don't, maybe they look so mean or they look so serious, but maybe those are the people that need the smile the most. Those are the people that need a kind word. Maybe people think like they already got it like that. They don't need encouragement. They don't need, you know, they have everything. No, they don't have everything. No one has everything. Some of us are wealthy in good thoughts. Some of us are wealthy in family and friendship. Some of us are wealthy with actual money. Some of us have most of the things to be wealthy in, but not all. No one has everything. Everyone is going through some type of difficulty. And sometimes we think that monetary difficulties are not as weighty and not as heavy as spiritual difficulties, as emotional challenges, as being with a family, being bankrupt from having a really warm, nurturing family. So don't ever think that just because someone has something you don't have, that you may desire, you may want, that they're not going through something. So we have to increase in compassion, in kindness, and warmth to all. And then when we talk about those who are financially not doing so well, there's people that are working, they are working hard. They are working so hard. Physical labor, manual labor. I see the women here that are working in construction. It's very common. I see the women here who are cleaning. The people, they're working hard. They don't get to, you know, have the luxuries that the tourists have, and that in Thailand, that they say the Falang have, basically English speaking people, that they have. They don't get those. They don't get the time to go play with the elephants, you know, and go roll around in the mud with the baby elephants and tigers, and, you know, and so the people who are serving us, the people who are cleaning our rooms, the people who are cooking our food, they need that kindness. They need that extra warmth and appreciation, because sometimes they're not getting it from the people who they work for, especially when you're in hotels and places like that, or, you know, guest house. They have to work. I had a situation where a woman talked to me about that, how much, you know, her boss was not that kind to her. So yeah, when someone is going through something and they speak to us in a certain manner, we have to realize they may not have had the blessings that we've had, or the teaching. We have not been imparted with some of the teachings. Like I grew up with a woman that had some class, had some, in her mind, a certain elegance of how you treat others, of how you're conscientious toward others. A lot of people don't grow up like that. I didn't grow up with a mother that cursed, F this, F that. You know, I personally don't like that kind of speech. I personally don't want to hear it. And I understand that for some people that is their way of speaking. And I don't look down on them for it, but it's not something I gravitate towards. If we look at the mainstream media and we see the way that certain types of speech that when my great-grandmother and my grandmother was alive, my mom was just talking to me about my Aunt Willie and a man saying, and I can honestly, damn is not a word that I've been completely, what would I say? I've used that word, you know, I don't look at it as a heavy word. But when my great Aunt Willie was alive, a man said that around her. He was like, oh, excuse me, ma'am, excuse me. You know, nowadays, no, people don't care. Their mouths are like toilets, very foul. And I'm not saying and some people say, well, it's just a word. It's just a word. But think about what that word really, think about who has conditioned us to use that word. Think about the circumstances. Think about the mindset. Think about the vibration and the energy that was usually surrounding certain kinds of words. Think about it. Yeah, it's become mainstream now, but a lot of garbage has become mainstream now. So I know if I have a child, if I'm meant to have a child or children, I would not want them using certain speech. F this, F that. No, I'm sorry. I don't want that. And if you want that for your child or someone else wants that for their child, that's your choice. But I'm just sharing my perspective. And to me, somebody, you know, certain words, even a friend of mine who I love dearly, she joked with me because it's like this mainstream thing where people say like my B, you know, they say the word. No, I'm not anyone's B. You know, I love her so much. And I just told her, like, it's just not a word that I want to be called, even though it could have been in the most loving way. And meaning like I'm her girl, like she's comfortable with me on that level. So yeah, we all have to just think about the words we use to ourselves, to others, and let's increase in kindness. Let's make that a goal. Like for this month, if all of us could work on being kinder, being more generous, giving of that which is not always the most easy to give from. For some people, it's easy to throw out some money, but how about throwing out your time? How about giving a look? You think you're already kind? You think you're already loving? Increase it. Increase it to the people that you have not given it to the most. Maybe with friends around you, it's easy, but maybe to your mother or your father or your siblings that maybe annoy you or whatever the case may be. All right. So that's my final word. I'm going to get out this pool. Peace and blessings to all of you. Peace and blessings from the Creator. Lots of love. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.